Welcome. I'm Ingrid Carlsen, and I am so glad that you're here with me today. We are going to be exploring 3D elements. So if you want to learn how to make some of your very own for your junk journal, then stay tuned. Today we are making this 3D element in our journals, and I'm going to show you like several different things you can do. I am going to just grab a piece of hymnal paper. I always look through it just in case there's a song that I absolutely love. I'm just going to grab 2 sheets to start, and I'm going to just hand draw some hearts. So to make it a little easier, I want this project to be a little on the smaller side, so I'm going to just fold over the paper, let's see, about 2 3/4 of an inch. This does not need to be exact. Now, you can come at this and grab a pencil and draw out your heart, or you can just hand cut it. And since we folded over our papers, we're going to get 2 hearts. Okay. Sometimes I like to draw the lines and then just use them kind of like a guide. Now you can take these same ones and do the same thing using them as a guide. And it's just easier to do 2 pieces of, or, you know, to fold over your paper and do 2 hearts at one time. And I think for what I'm going for, 4 is going to be fine. So now we're going to do the same thing. And look, you can use this. If I wouldn't have cut that piece right there, if I could flatten this out, you can use the offset. I'm just going to cut it down so that I can use this. And I'll go ahead and, no, I'm going to leave that to the side. I'm going to do the same thing, except this time I'm going to do a star, just to show you. And you can really do any shape you want. You can do a simple oval. We can do that one next. So for my star, I like to do, you know, the elementary school stars that goes up, down, over, and down. And then I'm just going to follow those lines. And again, you can just use your lines for a suggestion. You can see I'm not following them exactly. Oops. And we're going to do the same thing one more time. Now, if you're gasping because I used hymnal paper and that's not something you'd want to use, you can use old book page. You can actually use a printable too, or a piece of scrapbook paper. I can show you with that next. I just love old music paper, and so I wanted to use them. Also, this paper is more on the delicate side, so I think it would be really pretty for this project, but really anything that you want to do or use will work great. Okay, so we have our 4 stars there. And again, I'm not wasting any of this. I love these little pieces. I think I've talked about them before. The little where you tear the paper off, it's just so organic, and I struggle with that sometimes when I tear things out. I make it, you know, my brain wants to make it exactly even, and I love the look of that, so I try to always keep these. Okay, you're going to want to have something that's printed on both sides, and so I'm going to just grab this, and I'm going to just do ovals, and I'm going to do one at a time, just because I didn't line these up perfectly. So I'm just going to take that and they don't need to be exact. And as a matter of fact, I think they would be cute if they were different sizes a little bit. I'm going to grunge these up anyways. And I printed on copy paper. You can do this with like a cardstock or like a heavier paper, but I think that it works nicer when you have a thinner paper, because it's going to kind of mold and be lighter, if that makes sense. So now we have our 3 different examples. The next thing you're gonna want to get is your glue gun, or you can use a, I'm gonna go ahead and just use the art glitter glue because it dries quickly. But glue gun is a really great glue for this project. So I'm gonna start off with this, and I'm going to fold all of my pieces in half. So I'm just gonna stack them up like this, and I'm going to just fold them in half. Nothing perfect here. I'm going to start gluing them together. So I'm gonna take my first oval, I'm going to fold it so it's like a little taco. I'm going to add some of my adhesive. I'm going to take my next piece, and whatever paper you want showing is what you'll use here. It doesn't really matter to me. And did you see we just glued it right there? So now I'm going to take this and do the same thing. I'm going to fold it over right here. Oops. And I'm going to repeat the process until I'm done. Okay, and now we have a little interactive element that we can add to our page. We're going to do the same thing for the other 2, and then we'll come back and distress that a little bit. So I'm going to try to line up my pieces as best as possible. You saw there, it does not have to be perfect. The star is going to be a little harder because it wants to move out of place, but there we go. Oops. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to fold her over, add some glue to the edge. Oops. And then this one's already folded, so I'm going to stick it on. And I didn't even look to see if they were both oriented the same way, and it does not matter. We're going to open this one up. I'm just going to go through and make sure that they all separate and they're not glued onto one another. So now we're going to repeat the process with our hearts. And you can be as calculated as you want. If there's a plate like one of these that has writing that you want to showcase and you want that in the middle, you can. Now I want to do something a little different here. So I have my first one set up. So I have 2 hearts glued together, and then I have 2 hearts apart. I'm going to go grab just a little bit of fabric. I had this little remnant of fabric, so I'm going to take that and glue it down. And then I'm going to complete the process that I was doing. So I'm going to add glue on top of the fabric. And I'm going to grab my folded heart and add it on top of that. And you can see here that my hearts are definitely not lined up, and it's okay. I was gonna say it's a-okay. Again, I'm going to go through because they're not lined up. Some of the pieces might get glued to one another. So we're going to put that to the side. I'm also going to go and run and grab some glitter because I think that would be cute. I'm going to grab some distress stains and maybe some paint to kind of give these guys a little bit of life. Oh, I am going to grab some gold paint because I always think that gold paint is always a good idea. So I'll be right back. I am back and I grabbed some black, some kind of, it says light buttermilk, but it's kind of an off-white, some gold, and then I also grabbed some of my faux glass glitter. And I have a tutorial on my channel on how to make this. I'll have it linked down below for you. So now is the fun part. I'm going to actually close this because I know what's going to happen. I'm going to put that to the side. I'm going to start off with the paint since it's going to need a little time to dry. And what my thought was is, since this is darker, I could add maybe some of the white to this, and then I could add dark. Let's do it to this one, and then this one maybe we'll do in the gold. You can go and grab a brush, or you can do what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my finger and I'm just going to go around the edge. And I said I was going to do white on this one. I totally forgot already. See? Okay, let's put that down. I need a timeout. I don't follow directions. Okay. Now, you can get as much of this paint as you want on here or as little. There is no rule. It's completely up to you. Honestly, why I like using my finger as opposed to a brush is that it gives me more organic lines, and that it stops me from wanting to make it perfect. Like you see that some paint got on there. In the long run, that'll be better. It'll look better to me. And again, just put on what your heart desires. You can always add more. And honestly, like on that one that I messed up, it's not a big deal. I can go over it with the white once the black has dried. So I'm just going to stick that down. I am going to wipe my finger off. And I should have done this before, but I'm just going to take a little paper towel. And I'm going to just try to wipe it. I think it's pretty set on there, so I'm not going to worry about that. Let's close this. Okay, so I'm going to start with this. I might need to go over it again because of the black, or maybe not. Maybe we just leave it and it has like some black peeking through. I think that would be kind of cool too. Happy accidents. Oops. I don't know why the white is making me feel like I need to add a little more than I did with the black. Maybe it's frosting. In my eyes, my brain sees it as frosting. I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna go with it. I think that's it. So I'm gonna just stick this down like that. This is one of my favorite paints. It's a Handmade Modern metallic acrylic paint. This one is in the color, I think it's 20 karat gold, and it's from Target. Sometimes they're kind of hard to find, so. Oops. Now I have Bruno Mars in my head. This paint is thicker, so it's going to give me some unexpected kind of little tails of paint. You could also use a watercolor here. I was trying to be careful, but I already have it on my left hand, so that means that I'm smearing it somewhere. And when you're doing this, you can go back in and add more paint if you need to. Once you've done your first coat, you can let it dry and then come back and see if there's any places that maybe you wanted to add a little extra. I think I got them all. So I'm going to try to lay this down. There we go. Okay, I'm going to let those dry and then we will continue. I'm not sure if we're completely dry, but we are dry enough. So I'm going to take my glue. And also, I thought we were friends. You guys didn't even tell me that I left my glue bottle open the whole time. See, I mucked it up. But it opened again, so we're okay. No hard feelings. So I'm just gonna add some places. Oops, I guess we're gonna use this. And I'm just gonna go through and just kind of, I'm gonna hand pick where I want the glitter. But it's not that serious, and it's not vital or anything. Mainly I'm looking for places in between some of the gold that didn't maybe get put on. You know, as I turned the page, I thought that would look actually kind of cool at the bottom. We're going to try this out together. Together we will, oh, I think that's really pretty. So I'm going to go back. So I'm going to go and add some at the top, but I'm going to go back and add it all to the bottom like that. The fun part about creating is that it's all experiments. It's not, it doesn't need to be orchestrated and perfect and meticulous every time. I mean, if that's the way that you work and that brings you your heart joy, then definitely do that. But for me, I get more enjoyment out of the, like the oopsies, I don't know. Oh, this was supposed to be glued, I think. If not, it got glued now. Okay, one more top and then we will go in to the bottom. And you can have it going up as much as you want. I'm gonna just smooth this out just a little so it's not so jagged. Oops. And honestly, from the one that I smoothed out to the one that I just did without smoothing it out, there's not really much of a difference. So it's up to you if you want to put the time and effort into it. I don't think it needs it. And it came out really pretty without it. So, okay, we're gonna lay this one over here and let's add some sparkles to this one. It was just like looking at me like, can I get some bling? And I'm going to be a little more conservative with this one. I just want to add like a little touch. And I just realized some of the sides didn't get it, and that's okay. I think that's good. Bestie, did you just tell me to close the lid? I heard you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I had a thought that may or may not work, so we're gonna try it together. Okay, I saw jewels in my head. I love that this says Lord on it, so we're gonna just go for it. I'm gonna grab some, so this is just floral wire, and I believe it looks like it's Dollar Tree. And then these are little beads, and I don't know if these are seed beads that I've had for a long time or if I got them there or not. I don't remember, sorry. But ultimately what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just poke a hole through here, and then I'm gonna have this strung like this. So I'm gonna have it like kind of go like that. And I'm gonna take just like one of my pokey tools, if I have one on my desk. I do. So I'm gonna, just like that, poke a hole through. And I'm going to just let it go up, like just let it have a tail. And now we're gonna take some beads and string them up. And actually you might want to do the beads first. We'll see. You guys ever seen those little spinny things that does the beads? I saw it on TikTok. Super cool. Like, I need one of those, even though I don't use beads that often, but you know. Let's do more. Just maybe like 3 more. And I'm thinking you could even knot this somewhere if you wanted to. I'm going to poke a hole at the bottom here so that I can make it go out. So meaning you could take this, so let's say that's my top, and I want some of these beads up at the top and I want them to stay there. So I could tie a knot right here. Let's see if I can do it with the beads. Who's screaming at the screen right now? Like, what is she doing? Okay, I'll take them off. I'll take these guys off. And then I'm going to just do a little knot. I'm gonna leave it like that too. I like the little loop that it made. Oh, but I kind of want it to go down. Oh well. I'm gonna take one of those beads out and go back. There we go. Now we're gonna add more, or the beads that we had on here. Oops. Did you see that? Did you see my oopsies? And I wonder why I lose things. Okay. Oh my. The other one's like, I'm telling you that when I sit and think about what I'm doing, it's when I mess things up. Okay. One of the whatever went in. And we can do the same thing, make another little knot. Oops, we went a little too far down. Let's try that again. I think I'm going to add a little tape to the back of where the, oops, who didn't see that coming? Okay, let's do this. I'm going to poke, oh darn it, what'd I do? Okay, let's go here. I'm going to go in the middle. And I'm gonna poke a hole like through the one leg. I'm gonna go through all of the pieces here. So I'm just gonna leave it like this because I think that the more I mess with it, the more I'm messing with it, you know. You could also take something and round the little edge. Kind of like that. But now I think this one needs something extra to it. So let's actually add, oh, what if we add some stitching to that one? My new setup is so much better, except I cannot see what I'm filming. So like earlier, if I'm off screen just a little bit, that's why, till I get used to it. But I absolutely love that I can shake down here and it's not going to shake you guys. Okay, I was trying to find wherever, there it goes. Because I wanted to use a white color, so. I kind of like this. And I'm just going to, just so. Let's try that again. And I just realized this is kind of like a pale blue, but I'm all right. I was thinking it was going to be a tan or white. You know, it would actually be cute. Let's do that again. Let's go around the edge. There we go. That's adorable. You could make little knots. You can, I mean, you can go all out here. And you can glue it down, or you can, on this one, I'm just going to do a little knot. And cut it. Let's add some to this side. And I think what I didn't do to the other side was add a knot, so I'm going to do that here. I'm the most reckless stitcher that you've ever met. Okay, there we go. And this definitely gives it more of a grungy look. So just depending on what look you want to go for is, you know, how you're going to decorate it. And on this one, because it's oval, I think I am going to just add some extra stitching to the back. That's really cute. Let's put this away before I forget, and then I have the needle sitting out for 2 months. I mean, I don't do that. I'm gonna grab my little journal that I have on the side. Oh, I think one would look really pretty here. Oh, I think that would be so pretty. I was only gonna add one to this journal, but I think I'm gonna add 2, and I'm gonna have this one be dangly. How sweet is that? And then let's find, where's the other one? Where's the oval one? Let's go back up here. You know, I have that little mini journal, and maybe I'll add it to that one. Let's see. I think it just like spoke to me right there, and I'm going to glue it down. I might suggest that you use a little stronger glue, like maybe a glue gun or a score tape here, but it's not that heavy. That's so cute. Okay, and then let's find somewhere else. Let's find a home. I think I'm going to use my this journal that I have that Lori gave me, and I've kind of filled it here and there. And see if I have any pages that don't have anything. Maybe that. Oops. Oops. Where'd that come from? Was that here? Okay. I kind of like that there. I don't know. It kind of just spoke to me, so I'm not gonna second guess it. Because this was on copy paper, you wouldn't think that it was a lot thicker than the other, but it is. So this one I'm going to hold for a little longer. Look at this little guy, so cute. So cute. Okay, so now we have, I'll pull this out. We have our 3 elements that we just made, and which one's the cutest? Originally I thought this one was my favorite because of, you know, the twine or the wire and the beads. Then I thought this one was my favorite because of the fabric, but there's just something about this one. It reminds me of like a pod. Let me know which one you like the best, and if this inspired you today, I would very much appreciate it if you give the account a follow and a thumbs up to this video. Also, let me know any of your ideas or how you would use this in a project. So if you haven't been told today, you are loved, you are treasured, You are special. And until next time, love you. Bye.